Live for episode number 36 or 37, 30 something of Cody's Small Business Show.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir. Fantastic. Well, welcome to Cody's Small Business Show, man. I'm eager to talk. I've got my notebook here with some questions. So, you are the owner and founder of MultiSeller Pro. So you're growing how would you say it? A software company, I guess, is kind of the way you would say that.
Yeah, it's a software company, but it's more like a community-focused tool set. Let's call it this way.
I agree with that. I'm in your Discord and I see what you're doing. It's so smart because I see people they'll request something to be changed at like the morning, and then like by the next morning it's added or changed. And so do you want to give like the backstory why you're doing this type of software, how you got here today with MultiSeller Pro?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for having me. And MultiSeller Pro is a tool set that is designed by a community. So I've been in this industry, in the space for some time now, and I truly saw demand for a changing tool set. That means that if everyone is currently doing Amazon, and then they start doing Walmart, and then start doing AIP, they need one software, one subscription, all in one tool set that will grow with them. So if in the future we will start to do Walmart creators, if we will do whatnot, we need something that goes with you, because every time to get used to a new software, pay new subscription, understand new layout, new UI, it's too complicated. So one thing, one subscription goes with you. This is the goal of MultiSeller Pro. And as I said, MultiSeller Pro is designed by the community. So far we have tools for Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and AIP, Amazon Influencer Program.
Do you think I made a post a while back saying that I think we're going to be selling on all the platforms soon? I think we're going to have CVS, Walmart, or CVS Marketplace and Sam's Club Marketplace, where third-party sellers are going to be able to plug in and sell. Do you think that's true? You think that we're going to see those other websites have what Walmart's done, where 2 years ago it was hard to find a Walmart seller, and now it seems like they're like, yeah, of course I have a Walmart seller account. Do you think it's going to be like that with other stores?
So I think as business owners and entrepreneurs, you need always to find another income stream, like another way to earn more money. And you can do it by adding more marketplaces, doing some videos about products, whatever it is. So I do think if there is opportunity, if there are buyers, if you know that you can post product and someone will buy from you, why shouldn't we just upload it to another marketplace? Especially with the right technology.
Yeah, 100%. I'll say this about MultiSeller Pro, and for anyone who watches this far but then clicks off and goes and watches whatever else, you can download MultiSeller Pro. The best way I can explain it, there's been other tools like this, but now you have a retail arbitrage scanner, you have an online arbitrage calculator, which you probably already pay for something like this, and then let's see what else. You have an Amazon to Amazon scanner. You have Amazon to Walmart scanner. What's up, Sadiq? Welcome into the show. What am I missing? There's like a bunch. You have all the tools for AIP. You have the Walmart calculator. What else is on MultiSeller Pro?
So we have the Chrome extension, the mobile app that is cross-platform for all the marketplaces with Switch on the top. We have a live scan which allows you to find deals for Amazon, Walmart, and eBay across the internet. You have reverse scan, which finds where you can buy products from. We have wholesale scanner. We have storefront stocking with daily emails.
Storefront stalker, yeah.
We have stock checker with a route planner that calculates the most efficient route for you if you're doing some clearance shopping. We got many cool stuff. We got alerts about ungatings if you sell on Amazon. And for AIP, actually tomorrow we are going to launch a tool set for creator connections.
Okay.
So it's very exciting, and all the features, it's like already it's like 20 tools inside one software, and all of these tools are designed by the community. So this is what's so special about it, in my opinion. Like if one person needs it, and if a seller needs something for Walmart, an influencer needs something for AIP, probably others will need it as well. So this is why we got so many different options of sourcing and for creation and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm in the Discord. I've seen when I saw the storefront stalker. There's another tool out there that's similar to that. And I was like, oh, you're just throwing that in just for free. Like that's just like another thing that you get with the thing. I think that's great. What are you gonna do in the future? Like what's the master plan? What's coming down the um in the future?
So we have like a huge task list for with all the requests. One of them is the book scanning that you requested in the community. It's gonna be exciting. Wherever everyone goes, everyone wants something, we will build it. So now we are focusing on AIP and some improvements for sourcing, then books, then inventory and such and such and such.
Yeah, heck yeah. Well, hey, I'll be along for the ride. So if you don't mind, can I talk about you a little bit? How did you get to where you're developing software? I know you've done other projects in the past. Someone mentioned in the chat, but like, how did you get here? How did you get to this point where you're? I guess is it called a SaaS, software as a service? Is that what this is? How did you get to this point? What's your journey been like? Up to 2026.
So I started programming since I was 10 years old. If you are familiar with the game Counter-Strike,
Uh-uh.
so it's like a shooting FPS game. Then the current version is CSGO, something like that. But in the past, it was Counter-Strike 1.6, 1.6. This is the older version with the pixels and such. So I developed games for it, like modes and different stuff. This is how I started my journey as a developer.
That's incredible.
And then along the way, I studied more and more computer science and such. And I got introduced to the e-commerce world, about online arbitrage and like like different tools how to find deals and such. And I saw like a flaw that it still was a lot of manual work and it wasn't user friendly. The space was profitable like so much, but it required a lot of manual work. So the first software that I built was Nepeto and Martyr and such. Then we added to it different ways, and I came up with the idea of MultiSeller Pro that is built on community need, because every time there is another way how you can make money, like AIP. This is like an overview about my journey. Feel free to ask anything you want about any topic.
Heck yeah. Coding since you were 10. Shoot, I have a 10-year-old. I mean, I have a couple of kids under 10, but how do I get them into coding? What would you recommend like what do you do as a 10-year-old that's interested in computer science? What should I do to get them interested in this?
So I played Counter-Strike, and me and my brother, we had a server. That server basically means that you own the server. We paid like for like $10 a month just for the server. But on Counter-Strike, it's similar to Minecraft that you can do additional stuff. Like you can do modes and different games inside the server. And at some point, me and my brother wanted a game mode that the name of the game mode is Jailbreak. It's like instead of normal shooting, you have like a lot of prisoners and you need to do like games and such. It's really fun, but someone asked for us like $100 just to make this mode.
Okay.
I was cheap and I told myself I will never gonna pay $100. At this time I didn't have even a dollar. So I searched I searched online. I went to forums and such and such, and eventually I got something up slowly with some help in those forums. And this is how I started programming, just being cheap.
That's incredible. Yeah, so we pay for ChatGPT. That's as far as we've gotten with anything. And my kid has access to ChatGPT, which sort of scares me. And I see some of his searches because he's a big Fortnite player. My oldest is, and so yeah, we'll see if he turns into a software developer. I don't know. But okay, so after 10, what did you go to college for computer science, or what did you do after all that? Like, how did you get into like building it as a business?
So after the Counter-Strike era, I like programmed all the time just for fun as a hobby. And in high school, I majored like in computer science. In college, I did a major in computer science as well. And after that, like in the meantime, I started a job as a Python developer just to learn
Very
how
cool.
how is to develop for companies. And after this, I wanted to build something of my own, similar to the Counter-Strike mods, my own server, So I wanted to do something on my own.
Very cool. Off the wall question. Do you watch Black Mirror? Have you ever seen Black Mirror on Netflix?
I watched one episode,
Yeah,
but
one
I
episode.
didn't
Yeah, there's an episode you need to watch where this guy he builds his own little world in computer science, and it's sort of creepy. Like it's kind of it sticks out in my mind as one of the creepier episodes. But you should go watch that. I forget what it's like. It looks like it's set in Star Trek is kind of the way it is. But yeah, I'm a big Black Mirror fan. So okay, so back to your software. So the way that I imagine the business works, and tell me if I'm wrong, you're building a subscriber base. Every subscriber that joins, they're part of the community. They're in the Discord, the Facebook. They're using the tool and they're saying, this is what I need, yada, yada. And I see that happening. But you're also using that money to constantly reinvest into new things with the tool. Because I imagine like adding the storefront stalker, it seems, I don't know that much about I don't know anything about computer science, but it seems like that would be expensive to have a bot or something go in and pull every one of my competitors' storefronts, pull them out, and then run them through a scan, and then tell me if I'm ungated or not, and then send me an email. That seems expensive, and so like what I guess my question is, you're building the company. How do you like what if people don't keep subscribe, like what if it doesn't keep growing, what's the risks, like thinking about it as a business for myself, like if I started that bit, I would be nervous to put money back into a new thing constantly, like what's your, like I guess, like what's your plan with that, like what, like how do you sleep at night, knowing it's got to grow, or am I completely off base, am I wrong?
That's an amazing question, and I will answer everything, and I will be completely honest with you. So when you build softwares, let's look at it at wholesale versus just buying on retail. So if you're going to buy in a big quantity, so you will pay cheaper for each unit. So it's kind of similar in the software industry, because let's say, for an example, that I have server. Now the server costs money. If I want to do like an ability and I need to buy a server, the initial server for myself will cost me money. But if me and my friend will use the same server, it will not cost that much, like if we will do it separately. So there are features. For example, storefront stocking, yes, it will be expensive, but there are features that actually the moment that you have server and you have the infrastructure, they don't cost much to add. For example, we just added like an automation, cool automation for WFS shipment and label printing and such. Beside my time that I spent, let's say 1 or 2 hours to build it, it's not costing me by usage, because this is specifically like a feature that is not using much server resources. So yes, it depends on the feature that I add. Some feature will cost me more, but the thing that I design it, I pay when people use it. So if we have, for example, storefront stocking and nobody will use it, or maybe one user will use it, I will pay less than if many people will use it. So for features that does not cost money, I give for free, unlimited, and they can use it as much as they want. But for features that cost money, for example, storefront stocking, this is why for starters I limited by 25 storefronts active. And by the way, it's offline and it keeps scanning for you every single day. But now I find a way to optimize it so it will cost me less. So for the same price, without changing the price, I can increase to 50. And it will keep increasing as long as more users come in. So then I have like
Incredible.
wholesale. Exactly. And then I can increase it slowly, the limits, because we are power, we are community, so we can afford more together.
I love that. I hear what you're saying. I guess when you talked about it being like community driven before, I didn't really think about that. But yeah, I guess the more people you have, the more stuff you can do. There's a similar tool out there that it may not even be out there. I don't know if it is. I used a tool a while back. It was for the storefront stalking feature. It was like I want to say it was like $150 a month or so. It was like really expensive. And like with yours, you can if I'm understanding it right, you can just plug in an Amazon seller or a Walmart seller, and just anything they add to their store, you just get an email. And like that's crazy. Like for what you're charging, it seems like too much value. Like it seems like you got to be losing money somehow. Because that's crazy. So I mean, at this stage of the game, your main focus is just get as many users in actually using the software as possible. Is it? I mean, is that pretty fair to say?
Exactly. At the beginning, currently, it's not profitable because, as I told you, like as long as we grow and we have more users, so then I can increase and then it will be more profitable. So currently we charge 39, and I hope to keep it at this price for the long term. And this is why everyone that signs now, they lock in the 39. It will never be higher. And the more people come in, the more abilities and the more tools. Even if we have, even if we have now like 20 tools, we are going to have 40, 50, 60, and such, only because we are a group, we are together.
Yeah, heck yeah. Oh, that's cool. So, do you think you're gonna launch software outside of the e-commerce space ever? Like, do you have aspirations to launch whatever other software, or is this kind of your long-term play?
So let's say theoretically, now everyone starts doing AIP. If I saw someone write about it in the Discord channel about writing, I think something like that, or in the Facebook, something about writing, like people that write stuff. I didn't quite understand it, but if I will see that the community wants me to add something that's outside the e-commerce but can generate income for them, this is the goal of the community, to make money together. So if I see like a demand similar to AIP, AIP is not selling, it's just making videos. If someone wants like a tool for, let's say, content making, but not relevant to Amazon, like UGC, or if someone wants for writing stuff, and if I will see that there is a demand and money can be made by the community, why not?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Well, maybe there's a Walmart influencer program next, or TikTok Shop is lots of people talking about. I watched the Side Hustle Experiment podcast, and they were talking. They would be a great. When we get off, I'll introduce you to them. They would love talking to you. The TikTok Shop people that go on there, they had a guy that made $50,000 in a month just from TikTok Shop. Doing
Wow.
that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, holy crap, like that's wild. So that's sort of in the same vein as AIP, I guess.
I also heard about Instagram, that now they are going to launch the Instagram shop,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. Hey, I bet Instagram is looking at TikTok and they're saying, holy crap, they're making so much money from TikTok, because TikTok is getting 15% or something off all those sales, and Instagram's got to be. They got to be licking their chops for that. So I would say, just from being in, the MultiSeller Pro Discord and just kind of seeing what you're doing so far. Also, shout out Brian. I don't know if he'll watch this or if he's on here. He's been so helpful. Like watching his stuff. Like I didn't even know about the storefront stalker until Brian was talking about it, and I was like, holy crap, there's a whole other, thing that I'm actively using every day. That's hooked up. Me and my VA are using that every day. Two things that I think might make sense is that definitely the book scouting. If you could get a used book mode, pretty much every used bookseller out there is paying like $10 to $30 for a scanner. And not to call any of those other software companies out, but like it seems like you could easily put it into yours and just have I would cancel them in a heartbeat. Like I don't have any real loyalty to them. And then another software, since you have eBay, I pay $99 a month to a cross lister and a cross delister for eBay. So we create the eBay listing and then it cross lists to Mercari, Depop, Etsy, and Poshmark. And then when it sells on any one of those platforms, it delists on all of them. We pay $100 a month for that one. So maybe put that in the building that. It seems like it would be expensive, but who knows? Maybe that's something for down the road.
So it's already on the list, and actually I can tell you something about, like, as I told you, I'm honest as I can. The functionality that you list stuff and delist stuff, it's not as expensive for me as a developer as sourcing abilities.
Okay.
So it's definitely going to be in the future, and definitely it will not cost more. This is why I tell everyone, once you subscribe at this price point, it's gonna lock forever, and you're going only to get more. So the books are coming next, then the cross list and the inventory stuff, and everything going to be for you in the same price. So as long, for example, if you have 1 million products and I need to monitor them all the time, it's gonna be heavy. But for the normal seller, like the average seller, it's going to be just fine. So this is definitely going to be, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, heck yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, I look forward to being a part of it. So what would you say to somebody who's looking at it? Maybe they're with a competitor and, they're probably paying more to them than what you're charging now, but they don't want to make another software switch, or they don't want to, go through the hassle of whatever. Like, what would you say to that person to get them to come try it out? I forget if it's a 5 or 7 day trial that I have, but like, what do you say to that person to convince them to come try out MultiSeller Pro?
So first of all, don't pay, don't do nothing. Join the community, see how things go. Just join the Discord and the Facebook, whatever you prefer. The moment you decide that you have a few hours and you want to test it out, you want to give it a chance, after you saw all the comments and all the videos and all the weekly webinars, we have trainings. Last week we had three trainings and one webinar. We constantly showing you how to use the tool, and our main goal is to make it fast and user-friendly, and of course accurate. So once you're ready to give it a try, you can DM me, you can write in the community, and I will immediately, I will send you a DM. You can even get 2 weeks for free. Try it out. You don't have to put any credit card, any nothing. And it's not like we are trying to get you in, to pay from day one. I want you to
Yeah.
use the tool. Let me know if you love it or not. If not, that's fine. Let me know why so I can improve it. And you know that you're not like talking to a corporate company and such. You're talking to me. So to me and to Brian and the team. So just let us know and we are with you.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'll second that. 7-figure Grammy that's in there. I don't know her. I think maybe we've DM'd or commented on our stuff a couple times, but I don't, like, we're not, I don't know her super well. But being in there, and it's like somebody will ask a question or need something, and she's just like immediately like right back with how to do it, and it's like, holy crap, you don't see that everywhere. I was paying over $100 for a different software a while back. It's like pulling teeth. It's like creating a ticket and like trying to get somebody to help. It's different. So I applause, because the community side shows. So you can join the Discord without having the software.
Yeah, sure. Join the Discord.
Yeah,
And
heck yeah.
the problem here with this software, actually we have almost every day an update, and the difficult part here for us is to spread the word, to let people know about the features and the
Sure.
updates. So the only way is through the community. This is the only way. So this is why everyone can join for free. Just read and be part of it.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's cool. You're doing it right, man. I don't know if I'll ever launch a software. The first time we talked about this, you can tell everybody that I'm not lying. I tried to buy. I was like, well, how much to own a piece of it? And you weren't selling any any part of it. But when you were telling me the vision for it, I was like, that's cool. Like, I like the way you're viewing it, and then to see you gotten this far. Like, I understand why it's growing the way it is. So that's awesome. Okay, so advertisements for MultiSeller Pro, check. We've done that. I'd like to know about the business side of your journey, because did you go to school for business at all before you decided you wanted to launch a software? Or did you always know that you wanted to do it as like an owner or your own thing, or like what was your plan 2 years before launching the software? Like what were your other options, or like why did you end up going this way?
So as you said, like developer and entrepreneur, a business owner is two different things, two separate things.
Right.
And I've been like a developer, and I don't know if I call it a business owner, but let's say call it a server owner. At this time, I was entrepreneur. I wanted to own my thing, run my thing, do the thing I want. And then in high school and college, they teach you like, go to be an employee, go to make your salary, grow up in the ladder, go be like a team lead. Specifically in developers, you need to be a team lead. Then you need to manage the team leaders and stuff. This is why they teach you. So actually, between my like server owning and high school and college, like I was shut down. Like I thought, okay, let's go to a startup, let's go to Google, Facebook, let's live this way. I got this amount of money, okay, let's save for a vacation. After like I saw all the space that everyone got their own Amazon store, they try to make money out of it. So I thought, whoa, this is like amazing people that just don't want to be part of the system that goes like, okay, I'm get a salary, monthly salary and such, and I want to
Sure.
own my thing, I want to own my time. And then it was like coming back to me the several times. So I thought, okay, let's get back to it. Let's do what I know. I know how to develop. I know like my best profession was developer. So I just said, okay, how can I help in the developing side? So I thought, let's make a business. Let's do my own thing. And this is how I didn't study business, and this is why I make a lot of mistakes. But the best way to study is actually by doing the mistakes. And this is how I learned step by step. Uh, First day of Multiseller Pro, I lost a lot due to high server cost, but then you learn it. You need to learn how to do marketing. First day, I didn't know what to do, and you just learn by mistakes. It's part of the process. And eventually, 10 years from now, I will know much more than I know now, because no one
Yeah.
teach you business than actually like doing business.
Yeah, just doing business. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's so cool, man. That's similar to, to my journey with my business. Like I'm kind of a dummy. Like a lot of my stuff like I'm just kind of a dummy. Like I've made a lot of mistakes with the business, but I've learned stuff, and so like I know some cool tricks now. And if I were to ever start a software company, I wouldn't be the developer because I don't know anything about developing software, and I don't think I'd be good at learning. So I would come to somebody like you or somebody with your skill set, and I would say, "Hey, I want to blah blah blah." Why do most software companies fail? Because like I know I can think of a handful, at least three or four other people that I know that personally, like I know like of them that they either started something and then it just kind of stalled out, or they started something and then it hasn't really grown. Like why do most projects fail in the software world?
So if you want to build a software, you need to understand that an employee going to be with you and will develop for you. It is like work time from 9 to 5 and such. They will do their part. But as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you can't like expect employees to do what you do as the owner of the thing. So in my opinion, the
Sure.
best way to start like a software company is to have a software partner. Or today's, I think it's amazing era for all the entrepreneurs, because now you can go to a vibe coding thing. You have many vibe coding software, and you
Claude or
can exactly Claude, and you have like a whole system like other softwares like Base, I think 64, and you have Lovable and so many good stuff that actually, as not a developer, you can type in English the software that you want, and you can develop with it, and you will develop in a chat, and you can see the app in the other end, in the other half of the screen, and then you can actually also publish it to the cloud. So in my opinion, as an entrepreneur, you can also build your MVP alone. Just see a demand for it, because those tools, in my opinion, cannot like they have limits. They cannot do something way crazy, but you can create an MVP for it. MVP means like a product that people can try it out and see, and like it's
yeah.
a minimal valuable product and people can try it out. So you can build an MVP with it, see the demand, and maybe get an investment. If you don't want a partner that will be a software engineer, you can get investment based off this MVP. And then after this, you create a whole team of good softwares. And this is, in my opinion, the second option.
Interesting. Does it scare you that Claude and vibe coding and the different things, like somebody might try to come and eat your lunch? They say, "Oh, well, Ido has blah blah blah. He's done this and that. Maybe I'll just go start Multiseller Pro, Max or something." Like, does that do you think that there's going to be more competition with softwares because of things like Claude and those sort? I don't know anything about it, but I'm curious if is that something you're worried about?
So specifically Claude, I use it to help me code faster. So I'm not using it as like vibe coding, but instead of me manually typing like, let's say, a block of code, I tell him, please write this by my architecture, by my logic, and then it makes me faster. But about vibe coding, people who are not software developers, if I'm afraid that they may replace software engineers, so I already see some stuff. I developed a feature and I saw someone else do very similar to almost identical feature using vibe coding. And for example, calculators like eBay calculators and such, you can do it with vibe coding today. The only thing that will be different, in my opinion, in the future, maybe it will be 1 year from now, 2 years, 3 years from now. I don't know how many years till AI get to a perfection that it actually can build the whole multi-seller pro. At this point, in my opinion, the difference is community, marketing, and
Brand.
and like the business itself, like the company itself, and not actually the product. But this will be in the future. I think currently we are at a point that people can copy a specific simple features, but they cannot copy the whole systems yet.
Sure. That makes sense. The community and the brand and the product are what separates you. That's interesting. That's cool, man. I think what you're doing is so cool. I'm impressed, and I feel lucky because right as you were starting, I didn't realize exactly what was happening, but right as you were starting, you had messaged me, and we had talked about it a little bit. Seeing it go from that to what it is now and growing is super cool. So well, man, one last time, if people want to, I guess they can follow you here. Let me put in. Cool. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's MultiSeller Pro. You could. There's a link there. Also, if you go to any of my posts, you can click on that, and I have a coupon code for 25% off. And what else? What else did we miss? Anything else you want to say about your project now? Um, Anything you want to add?
So usually on these shows, Cody, do you interview like there is like me coming up and you interview me? But what about you? I want to hear your business.
Heck yeah, dude, I got all the time in the world. Yeah, so this will go on my YouTube, so I'm happy to. Yeah, so we did a lot of volume on Amazon during COVID and right after COVID, and so Amazon was our baby. Cody does Amazon, loved it, and it was incredible. We bought a house with Amazon money, and we were not cash. But we got into the house, and life was good. And then we ended up filing bankruptcy later. Before Amazon, I had a failed business, and it just sort of caught up to us, and it was real rough. And so we started growing back, kind of from zero after that, and we got into the Walmart right when it was coming, right when there was kind of an upswing. We did well with Walmart, and so now we don't do any fulfilled by Walmart or fulfilled by Amazon or anything like that. We had kind of a really nasty loss with Walmart where they gated a bunch of stuff, and it was kind of a gross thing. And so now we fulfill everything. We have a warehouse, and we have like between eBay, Walmart, and Amazon, probably like 8,000 SKUs or something that we're selling. A lot of that's just thrifted eBay stuff, so like nothing like crazy. But we fulfill everything ourselves, and so we're just slowly growing our catalog, and we're doing our best to not use any credit or any leverage. So we're just kind of growing cash and way more conservative than we were back in COVID times, and so just kind of slowly but surely growing. And I also run a leads group currently. For now, I run a leads group. We may end up not doing that. We kind of want to just really focus on our, on our main business, which is just FBM, just home run stuff. So we're, the lower margin stuff, the lower dollar amount stuff, we don't love as much. And so we're there's so many opportunities to flip stuff. We're trying to focus on like the best ones instead and not do like the mid-tier stuff and like the okay flips. Like we're trying to do the really good ones.
That sounds cool. Do you provide prep services to others as well, or only your own?
Nope. I don't. No, I hate prep. For the right price, maybe I would, but even I don't know. It's not our strength, and I hate prep, so I can't imagine we'll ever do that. But I know a couple really good ones. So if you ever need someone, I can refer you. But yeah, we don't definitely know.
And what led you to the Amazon business? What you did before? Why you started it? And such. Everything you asked me.
Yeah, heck yeah. I was working in insurance and loving life. It was good, making decent money, and we was making good money. And my boss, who owned like the entire agency, he was like, "You need to listen to this Gary Vaynerchuk guy." And it was, I don't know if you've ever heard of Gary V. He's kind of like a motivational entrepreneur mindset kind of guy, and he was like, he sent me this clip, and it was Gary Vee, and he was like, you need to get to work. You need to work harder than everyone else, blah, 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 blah. And that's what my boss wanted me to hear. But then at the end of it, it was, and if you have any debt, you should sell stuff on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, that's all. That's the only thing I heard was I should sell stuff online. And so my boss actually got me into, flipping stuff. We started flipping weight equipment because that was the first thing I found for free on Facebook. And so we were just getting that into our garage and then listing it for sale back on Facebook. And then we sold a couple things on eBay, and then we started buying pallets to flip stuff on eBay. And then one day we just happened to look it up on Amazon, and it was way higher. And so that's how we got an Amazon. And then from there, I was lucky enough to be I was making content because Gary Vee told me to. I was lucky enough to be invited into a Bolo group. And this guy that was like sharing leads, he shared his best stuff. And we found a product, and we sold like 90 of them in a day. And then from then on, I was hooked. Like that was my whole thing. And that eventually led us to be completely out of insurance. I left full time to do reselling, and then Amazon, and then now we sell on like 6 platforms, and so uh, yeah, that's kind of how we've gotten to this point.
That's amazing and irony that your boss led you to this.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever like we've talked since then. I don't think he's ever heard me tell anybody that. I've told a couple, on different podcasts. I've told that story. I don't think he's ever realized what he'd done, but it was a huge blessing because. Dude, I could not sell insurance. Like if I had to do that crap today, I would not. I don't think I would do very well with it. So
It's amazing when you own your time and do something that you really enjoy and not because you must make the salary.
yeah, that's been my experience for sure. And my wife is way happier now too, because we just kind of run our business together. And she's recently started a gym, like a CrossFit style gym, and so we do that too. And so in the front of the warehouse is a CrossFit style gym, just Olympic weightlifting and stuff like that. And in the back is all of our inventory and, shelves and whatnot. So yeah, it's an interesting setup, but it's working.
That sounds amazing. This is entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, dude, thank you so much for coming on my show. I'm excited. We'll have to do a 1 year down the road catch up. I'd love to keep following along with it. And, obviously I want to, continue to promote it. You guys sponsor my free education Discord. If you're looking to get into reselling, I have some free guides in there. It's all free. Thanks to the guys over at MultiSeller Pro. You just join, it's free. So, and our sponsor is, right here with us. So I plan to, continue to promote and be a part of it. And I appreciate the opportunities.
Thank you very much. I had huge fun, and I hope to do again in a few months and a year, and let's see how we grow together.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
That's exciting.
We'll be rooting you on. Hey, thanks again. Let's see. Any questions for Ido before we get off here? Let's see. We got anything in the chat? I've Amazon says TikTok is a social media sales platform. That's true. Let's do a SaaS company. I love it. Sadiq says, let's get rich. Love it. All right, I don't see any questions. All right, everybody, you got 10 seconds to throw a question in here if you're live and you got something for Ido. Well, man, hey, thank you again. I appreciate it, and we'll continue to be in touch. I appreciate the opportunity, like I said.
Let's go. Thank you very much, man.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good one. All right, goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks.
Bye-bye.